2025 has witnessed a multitude of blockbuster movie premieres that have achieved remarkable success at the cinemas. Uh, Notable examples include a Minecraft movie and Sinners, demonstrating that the charm of the big screen is still thriving. And particularly, Sinners shattered several records as an original horror film. Even without Sinners, horror films have been exceptionally profitable this year, with Final Destination Bloodlines earning more than $100 million in its debut weekend, and The Monkey becoming one of Neon's highest grossing productions as we approach the mid-year mark. There's an abundance of highly anticipated movies yet to be released, ranging from comic book adaptations to James Cameron's grand productions. 2025 is shaping up to be a lucrative year for films at the box office. Uh, while no movie can be guaranteed success, uh, many are poised to bring substantial returns to their studios. Here are 10 movies set to thrive at the box office in the second half of the year. 11, Jurassic World Rebirth. July 2nd, the Jurassic Park movie series has consistently been successful at the box office, with 4 out of 6 installments earning over $1 billion. Although I'm not certain if Jurassic World Rebirth will scale such financial heights, I am confident it will still perform exceptionally well. Uh, um, Introducing a new cast may confuse some viewers, but the star power of Scarlett Johansson and Jonathan Bailey should be sufficient to attract enough moviegoers to ensure profitability. Uh, this July might be the biggest month since Barbenheimer. 2025's summer cinema schedule is bursting with major premieres. But it seems July could outshine even the spectacular lineup of 2023's Barbenheimer, following closely on the heels of Jurassic World Rebirth. And just 2 weeks after that, the Fantastic Four First Steps. Cinemas are expected to be bustling all month long. This intense release schedule promises a fierce rivalry among Disney, Warner Brothers, and Universal. However, I believe this competition will ultimately work in favor of these 3 films. Superman, July 11th. Since 2013, when Zack Snyder's version of Superman was released, no standalone Superman film has followed. Despite not receiving a sequel, the movie grossed close to $700 million worldwide. I anticipate that the upcoming portrayal of Superman will outperform Snyder's film due to the positive public sentiment towards James Gunn and his focus on crafting a fresh DC universe. Is there is a given Gunn's accomplishments and the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, as well as the critical acclaim for the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, I believe audiences are eager to see more from him. The online chatter is only helping the movie. From the moment the first glimpses of Superman appeared, DC enthusiasts and detractors of James Gunn have been steadfast in predicting the film's demise. Some point to the inconsistent visual effects or the movie's harsh lighting as their reasons for criticism, and I suspect this controversy will only serve to boost interest in the film, as evidenced by movies like a Minecraft movie that draw crowds eager to mock the production. regardless of the critical reception, I am convinced the film will attract a massive audience. Hashman. 9, I Know What You Did Last Summer. But 3 significant blockbusters are set to premiere in July, making it a tough month for other movies to thrive. However, being unique in its genre, seems poised for success due to the lack of direct competition in terms of horror films. This July, there's not much to get excited about, given the flood of big studio releases. I suspect audiences will be drawn to a smaller scale offering like this one. The low budget is a huge advantage. Horror films often become blockbusters due to their cost-effective budgets. With smaller budgets, they have a higher likelihood of turning a profit. For instance, I Know What You Did Last Summer initially budgeted between $15–20 million and originally intended to be directed by Mike Flanagan a decade ago, stands a good chance of making a profit if its current budget remains the same. If an original slasher film like Hard Eyes can gross $30 million domestically, I would not be surprised if this sequel, being a legacy film, manages to double or even surpass that amount. First steps, really. July 25th. Since the COVID-19 pandemic struck in 2020, Marvel has been experiencing turbulence as many of its movies have struggled financially. However, I'm optimistic that the release of will mark a comeback for Marvel. This film boasts an elite cast that can draw in a significant audience, but it's not just about the stars, its distinctive style and fresh spin on superhero. Movies could attract those who are seeking something different from the typical Marvel fare. And Thunderbolts helped the Fantastic Four first steps significantly. It appears that the MCU is rejuvenating its universe with the debut of Captain America: Brave New World and Thunderbolts, leaving fans intrigued and excited for future developments. Particularly, Thunderbolts has left viewers spellbound, earning high praise from critics and audiences alike, while hinting at exciting storylines to unfold. With the fantastic buzz generated by word of mouth, and a tantalizing tease of the Fantastic Four in the film's closing scene, it seems that Marvel is now poised to capture the audience interest again after several years of moviegoers' dissatisfaction. 7, The Strangers, Chapter 2, September 26. Despite not reaching the box office success of films like Avatar: Fire and Ash or Jurassic World: Rebirth, it's quite feasible that The Strangers Chapter 2, its profit, much like I Know What You Did Last Summer. This film too operates on a smaller budget, similar to the first installment of The Strangers, which was around $8.5 million. Given that all 3 films were made concurrently, it's reasonable to assume a comparable budget for the second chapter. The initial The Strangers Chapter 1 grossed approximately $50 million worldwide. So even if the sequel falls short of this figure, it should still be financially beneficial for the studio. And franchises lead to box office gold. It's increasingly apparent that sequels, remakes, and adaptations are playing a crucial role in keeping movie theaters operational. Whether we embrace this trend or not, or a film based on an existing intellectual property has a much better chance of securing funding and is more likely to perform well at the box office compared to one that isn't option. Uh, Consequently, you'll find that this list largely features sequels or reboots rather than original productions, despite being smaller in scale than Marvel or Disney franchises, for example. The fact that the Strangers series continues to produce films demonstrates its financial viability at the box in body problems and Mary dominance. So October 17th. In the summer of 2022, I found myself pleasantly surprised by the remarkable success of the Black Phone. On a modest budget of $18 million, it managed to rake in an impressive $160 million at the box office. The film received acclaim from both critics and audiences alike, making it a unique instance of an original movie that resonated with everyone. The film's intriguing conclusion left us hanging about potential sequels, but given its tremendous success, the follow-up was inevitably greenlit. Historically, sequels to blockbuster debuts seldom disappoint, leading me to believe that this will be another triumph for Blumhouse. Halloween horror films always succeed. In October this year, it seems there aren't many horror films being released other than The Black Phone 2. Usually, horror movies are a popular choice for many, and since there isn't much competition in October, I suspect that The Black Phone 2 may outperform its predecessor due to the absence of alternatives. While Ethan Hawke's return is undoubtedly enticing, I believe the October release date will contribute even more to increasing viewership and 5 Wicked for Good, November 21st. 2024 stands out as an exceptional year for Disney financially since 2019, but it's most notably remembered by movie enthusiasts as the year when Wicked was unveiled. This film broke records at the box office, earning a place among the highest grossing musicals ever made and raking in 10 Oscar nominations along with 2 wins. The Wicked Palooza continues to thrive. With the second part of the stage adaptation scheduled for release just a year after its predecessor, given the enormous success of the first film, especially during a period when it's harder to see such blockbusters, there's no doubt that Wicked for Good will build upon this success. The new songs will push the film to new heights. In the movie adaptation of many hit songs from the stage version were utilized in inviting a sense system of the fight. This has left fans curious as to what else they can expect from Knive. It has since been revealed that this second part will feature original songs sung by the film's cast, including talented vocalists such as Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. This is likely to generate enthusiasm among fans. When studios alter beloved stories, the response is often negative, but I believe that in this instance, audiences will appreciate and eagerly anticipate what lies ahead. 4. Now You See Me, Now You Don't. November 14th. The Now You See Me series is recognized for its humorous magic stunts and star-studded cast. And it appears that Now You See Me, Now You Don't follows suit. By incorporating new faces such as Barbie and breakout stars Ariana Greenblatt and Dominic Sessa from The Holdovers. Although the Now You See Me films may not generate as much revenue as typical blockbusters, they have a significant global fan base, with both previous installments earning twice as much internationally compared to their domestic earnings. I'm skeptical that this new release will match the success of its predecessors, but I believe the franchise's international popularity will contribute to its box office success. 21st century nostalgia may be on the rise, and it's striking to see that the opening weekend earnings of Final Destination Bloodlines matched or even surpassed the total box office revenue of some other films in the same franchise, leading us to ponder if a resurgence of 21st century nostalgia is happening. Furthermore, movies like Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, setting new re-release records, suggest that the younger generation Z might appreciate seeing their childhood favorites either remade or re-released on the big screen. Even though the original Now You See Me hit theaters in 2013, it could now be far enough in the past to evoke the nostalgia that today's audiences yearn for escaping, that Three's Zootopia 2, November 26th. It's common for Disney animated films to appear on box office lists, but Zootopia 2 has the potential to top the earnings chart this year. And following the success of Inside Out 2 as the highest grossing animated film ever, though recently dethroned by Nizatsu, and Moana 2 earning $1 billion, Zootopia 2 seemed poised for similar heights. The original Zootopia also surpassed $1 billion, and I predict this sequel could match or even exceed that amount. November looks to be a stacked month. Similar to July, it appears that November is shaping up to be another bustling month for film premieres. Apart from highly anticipated titles like notable returns are expected, such as Edgar Wright with his remake of, Dan Trachtenberg with the latest installment in the series titled, and the previously mentioned, which has been slated for release on November 14th, that the abundance of releases might increase competition, but I believe it will ultimately boost box office numbers for these films overall. To Five Nights at Freddy's 2, December 5th. As a diehard horror movie enthusiast, let me share my thoughts on the groundbreaking success of the first Five Nights at Freddy's film produced by Blumhouse. This chilling masterpiece shattered records and secured one of the most impressive opening weekends for any horror flick ever. However, it could have raked in even more revenue if not premiered simultaneously on Peacock that day. With no definite plans for daily release as of now, I'm confident that Five Nights at Freddy's 2 will outperform its predecessor, primarily due to this aspect alone. Video game movies are a ticket to success. It appears that moviegoers are eager to see more of their favorite video games transformed into films, as evidenced by the triumphs of a Minecraft movie and the Super Mario Brothers movie. And, however, not all video game adaptations have proven successful at the box office. Witness Borderlands as an example. Still, given the impressive performance of the initial film, I'm optimistic that similar success will be replicated for Five Nights at Freddy's 2.